Hey there, you've got a good thing going on if you're dancing to the song, but it's not such a good thing if you're listening to this song when you're working on a writing project. Hi there, I am Rachel from Overcome Writer's Block with Rachel, and I'm here today to talk to you about the music that can make your writer's block worse, the music that can make your writer's block better, and the exact sound level that can actually help you feel more creative. So today I want to break this down and show you what the science says about writer's block, because once we understand more about it, it'll be so much easier to address it. I've got my notes right here in front of me. I've been doing lots of research on this, so if you see me glance down occasionally, that's the reason why. So why not listen to songs with lyrics when you're writing? Well, the reason why is that when you're writing, you're using your working memory, and your working memory is the place where you're storing those next words you're about to write. So it actually happens when you're listening to music with words and you find yourself typing maybe the words of the lyrics, or maybe you just get stuck. What's happening is that your brain and the songwriter's lyrics are competing for space in your working memory. Now, it makes sense that would create this block. So psychological research has some very clear answers about how sound impacts our working memory during different writing tasks. So first of all, research shows that music with lyrics significantly can hurt your writing fluency, which is how your words flow, how they sound. It also impacts your sentence quality, which is how the words go together, and also how varied your sentences might be. And the really important thing is that if you're writing, as you're listening to sentences, as you're listening to music that has lyrics, it's going to make you feel really tired because it's taxing your mind, trying to do two things at one time. So what happens when you start feeling tired? Well, that's another example of that writer's block that comes in and stops you from doing your work. So what's the result? The result is you start writing slower, you have difficulty finding the right words, and ultimately you get tired out faster. Do you need to write in absolute silence? Actually, no. Writing in silence can actually make things worse. So let's take a look and see what the science says. So what the science says on this is certain types of music can actually help keep you on track. So slow tempo music tracks, for example, lo-fi beats, ambient music, classical music, or even soundscapes can help you maintain focus when you're writing, especially during longer and more demanding writing sessions. Now, the way that it works is like this. First of all, it elevates your mind just enough so that it keeps your brain awake. It keeps your mind alert, and it keeps you engaged in your project. It helps to eliminate the distractions around you. Second, since it doesn't contain lyrics, you're not in competition with your verbal working memory. When you're working on creative writing, there is a sweet spot for that as well. So when you're working on creative writing, we need to increase that. We want it by more moderate ambient noise. Think about what it's like if you're working at a busy coffee shop. It's not loud like you're at a noisy restaurant where they're consciously pumping up the noise to make you eat faster and spend more money, but you can hear the noise, and that noise that actually makes your brain focus even more. It's just a very light processing difficulty that makes your brain respond and can actually help enhance your creative cognition, which is what you want to happen. This very light stimulation to your brain, which we can also think of as just a slight disruption, well, it actually enhances abstract thinking and higher level creative problem solving. So if you've ever felt inspired to go and write, or maybe work on a project at a coffee shop, and you feel like you can go there and maybe you can get in tune with your project, that's probably the reason why. Now, with noise, this is also important. So researchers have found that there is an optimal level of sound that's going to help you be at your most creative. You have to be really careful. If it's too quiet, your brain is not going to get that creative spark. And if it's too loud, your brain is going to get disengaged and you're going to lose that focus. So what they found is that if you can get it right around 70 decibels, that's going to give you that spark of sound that's going to help you feel more engaged and more creative. So how do we apply this information to our own writing soundtracks? First, ditch the lyrics. Listen to those when you want to dance, when you want to work out. Those are amazing times for songs with lyrics. Second, embrace ambient noise, instrumental music when you're working on lighter writing projects, when you're working on your nonfiction projects, perhaps projects for school or for work. When you're ready to start working on those more creative writing projects, maybe you're brainstorming video ideas or you want to write a short story, we're going to pump that volume up just a little bit. And when you're wanting to really enhance your creativity, then we're going to set your volume at 70 decibels. Now here's a little extra tip. How do you know it's 70 decibels? Well, you can actually get an app, and the good news is it's completely free. So you can get this app, you can turn the music on through your speaker or your laptop, and you can make sure it's at that 70 decibels. Now, I haven't done any research about if this changes if you're wearing headphones. So please be careful and make sure that you're protecting your ears and your hearing at all times. This research specifically applies to using the music in a classroom or in an open air setting like my studio. You can find this research, these sources, at the end of this video. And I've also put together a video that has these musical tracks on it so that you don't have to go out and search for your own. And this video will be linked so that anytime that you want to work on a lighter task writing project, such as nonfiction, you can go grab the instrumental version. If you want to work on a creative writing project, you can grab the version where we're going to pump that up just a little bit. And the other thing you can do is definitely build your own tracks that appeal to you. Music is so very personal in taste, and you can build those tracks that you find enhance your experience. You can set the background music that gives you the best support for when you are writing. Give it a try in your next writing session and let me know how it goes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and have a great writing day.